welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the welcome back here to the PiGosaur Cup number 93. Your weekly dose of PiGosaur Cup action. I'm Coach Joseph VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players and by the ByuN chats as well. Welcome one and all. We are here. We are back. We are live with our weekly open broadcast. Again, we were live last night with the sparkling tuna cup. We had some crazy upsets, by the way. Here we do have our regulars in the semis. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys wish to have a look at the matchups yourself. But I believe the upper semifinals will be a best of five between herO and Cure. Meanwhile, we have Solar and ByuN. Both matches are going to be happening at the same time. Bear that in mind. So we did have to pick and choose which series to cover. Did land on the TVZ. And let's go. Let us go. We're jumping into our best of 5 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of at Attorney's Edge. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran, the red Terran. The red Terran player, the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. When it comes to TVZ here, it is a very difficult one to read, especially between these two players as well. Aggression, especially from Terran players, is much more favorite here, or we should say that the mid game is very aggressive focused. And speaking of aggression, we're going for the Turax proxy Turax. Let's go. We have one SCV, we have two SCVs, and we're going for the proxy Turax across the map into Turax Marine Rush into bunkers on the low ground. So we're going for the bunker rush here. Bearing in mind this is not an all-in, this is only a 2-rax, not a 3-rax. There are more committed variations of this, but what a spicy way to open up the series. Remember, this is a best of 5, not a best of 3. Plenty more games ahead of us. ByuN being a little bit cheeky. Now, this second overlord of Solar should stay on the high ground. This was hatch first. Oh, hatch first out of Solar. So depending on Solar's reaction response, we'll see if Solar can defend well enough. Bearing in mind that Solar's gonna have to pull the boys to defend, but actually, because it's only 2 raxes, he could probably commit to chasing and trapping the Marines to lock them down and to try to have a more secure defense. We'll see how Solar does react though. It can always be difficult at first because it's hard to read whether or not this is a proxy 2-rax or proxy 3-rax, just because the third SCV is often hidden. So you'd have to kind of make a snap call judgment there when you do react and respond, when you do confirm like the aggression is coming. There we go. He knows. Yeah, Marines get spotted, SCVs as well. Bunker's going to be on the way, and we need to deny these bunkers. There we go. The boys are being pulled. Yeah, it does pull. What was that, 13? Jesus. Does pull the boys. Gets on the first SCV. Gets one. Gets both. Yeah, both SCVs going to be zoned away. Going back in. SCVs to survive. Does force a cancel though. Very nice. Does force a cancellation. Queen production has begun. Lings are on the way as well. And now we can just buy time. We can just buy time. Hatchery taking some hits. That's okay. The hatchery can tank. Oh. We gotta be careful with those Ducklings. We don't want to go in too soon. And now we can give chase. And now we can give chase. It is gonna be 5 Marines here. They do manage to focus down 1, 2, 3 Zerglings. Yeah, nice focus firing here out of ByuN. Yeah, it does target fire away, and this is gonna get a hand. This is gonna get a hand here. Every droid is gonna go down. No! Yeah, Solar he overcommitted, and with that, GG. GG gets called. Solar he overcommits. He loses everything, and and ByuN will take game number 1. GG. And GG, well played. ByuN, he will take a lead in the series against Solar. He had a queen on the way. And we did emphasize that his hatchery was tanking as well. Solar, when you have that many workers, I mean, you have to commit, you have to get us around. Because the target firing, especially here of ByuN, he did micro very, very nicely, very well. He shut down all the drones, all the lings as well, and Solar lost everything. As opposed to waiting for the queen, like dancing back and forth, denying the bunker, buying a little bit more time, getting the queen to pop up, getting more reinforcing lings as well. Instead of Solar to commit too much too quickly, and GG. With that, we're now getting to game number 2. Oh, it's going to be a short series. It's going to be I'm hoping we could delve into something a little bit, you know, deeper here, longer back and forth, but oh boy. Meanwhile, as we get into this, a big shout out to Blake, who's in the chat. Papi, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 35 months, Papi. That's a lot of months. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the content, the casting of the StarCraft. Hope you've been enjoying your time. Again, thank you so much for all the support as we are getting ready here for our next matchup. Un momento. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to be getting into lockdown for game number 2. Here we go. Now, I don't expect to see ByuN go for another proxy like this again, at least not so soon. Maybe like a game 4 or game 5, but typically you don't want to go for the same build too consistently in a series like this, so we should be seeing something different, maybe 2x Reaper, that we even CC first here on lockdown especially. True. But now that we're jumping in and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of lockdown, we have the blue Zerg player, the South Korean Zerg, down in the series. Can he bounce back and make a series out of this? It is Solar. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Here we go. As we open up early on, and we are going for the 2x Reaper. Okay, so this time it's going to be the high ground wall off here with racks into a CC after the second racks. 2x Reaper here out of ByuN is a way to gain some momentum early on, to pick away at the workers, pick away at the lings, ideally delay the expansion and contain Solar on a low base count. We'll see if Solar can minimize losses, and we'll see if he can break out with some momentum. And we'll see. And the pressure is going to be on Solar. Is on the Zerg. But as we mentioned previously, when it comes to the current state of ZVT, Terran players being hyper aggressive, whether it's early game proxies, or whether it's 2 base all-ins, 3 base all-ins, 3 base aggression especially, it's very much so on a knife's edge with how aggressive Terran players have been in this patch, in this matchup. And the moment the aggression subsides, the moment that the Zerg player is able to defend and stabilize, typically it all heavily swings in favor of the Zerg player as they're able to outscale the Terran. So in the current meta, basically there's just a lot of pressure on the Terran player to try to kill the Zerg player early, or at least trade early and keep their economy low and keep their production low and keep everything as low as possible. Otherwise, it just gets out of hand. It's the current state of TVZ. I guess it's very similar to last patch's PVZ, where or ZVP, where Zerg players would all in every ZVP to stop the Protoss player from getting into Sky Toss. It's similar in that sense, where the goal of the Terran is to kill the Zerg before they like stabilize on like 4 base saturation, like 80 plus drones. There we go. Here we go. ByuN does move out. His Reapers are amassing. Overlord does, of course, confirm the 2 Raxes. And you can see Solar's checking over the CC timing. Does break in. Behind this, it was a pull first. Oh, okay. So it was an earlier pull, later hatchery. This will be ideal. Solo will be able to defend. So Solo should be fine. Should be fine. Zones away the Reaper. And the game will continue. Now remember, the goal here for these Reapers is not to kill, it is to contain. Is to keep the Zerg player on a low base count. If we're lucky, we can maybe kill like a Zergling, maybe kill a drone. It shouldn't happen, but those would be a bit of a bonus. Here we're going for the Tumor. Tumor does go down. Do we get away? Oh! Ooh, barely does. Whew. It barely does pull away, so nice pick up here from ByuN. Behind this, going for the factory on the high ground. And is going for what looks to be a 2-on-1. So Tech Lab, Reactor, Stim is going to be on the way. Behind this, we have seen ByuN mix in like a fast 3 racks timings, but this is going to be a 3CC 2-on-1. So economic build behind this will have a bit of a later timing. Basically, because of the timing of this 3rd CC, the starport is going to be delayed. It's going to be a delayed starport, delayed medevacs, and delayed drop play. More so than what we would expect. And I believe this delays the drop by like 30 seconds, if not a minute. So 30 to 60 seconds. from here. So he'll just be joining. And Solo, for the most part, is aware that a sim timing is coming. Solo doesn't really know exactly what kind of sim timing, whether it's a 3-Rax, a 2-on-1, a 3C 2-on-1. Solo's still a little bit in the dark. And oh, okay, ByuN mixing it up a little bit more here is going to be delaying the medevac even further by going into Banshee play. Now, these Banshees, they're designed to try to catch Solo with his pants down. Because Solo knows the sim timing is coming in his way, there are no spores. Why would you need them, right? Because of the build that ByuN has shown so far, it is inefficient to go into Banshee from this position, just because it delays the drop even further and delays the stim timing even further. So a Zerg player at this level of play should be delaying their spores, and when they get them, they should be in position to deny drop play or Liberator production, or Liberator harass. This is designed to like metagame, basically. It's a bit of a metagame where your opponent has certain expectations from you, and then you can like subvert those expectations. Now, there is no cloak, true, it's only a singular Banshee. We have seen players like Maru and even ByuN as well commit into cloak or make 2 Banshees. Here it's only going to be 1, but has some potential nonetheless. The downside, of course, is that we're going to be delaying the medevacs, so delayed medevac production, delayed presence here with the Marines. Yeah, Queen is in position. And this Banshee, we'll get some damage done at the 4th base. Okay. Spores now being thrown down as response. And here comes the main push. So stim is done. Medevacs are reinforcing. Solo's aware of what's coming his way. Despite that, Solo doesn't really have many lings. Oh. Bailey's now going to be morphing in, diving on the queens. A little bit greedy. Yeah, a little bit greedy here out of ByuN. He does get 1 queen. He does get 1. It looks like he will force a cancel. Very nice pickup. Yeah, shaves off the lings. Oh, a bit of miscontrol there by Solar. A lot of miscontrol. He does move command the lings. It looks like he had the lings in the same control group as the queens, and he was trying to start a step forward, but that meant the lings started a step forward, so wasted DPS there. Messy control out of Solar. And he's gonna lose the base. Yeah, again for a second time. 2 cancellations, losing an excess of lings. And so far, ByuN's sim timing has been very successful. This isn't killing, but this is setting up for success. This is delaying the production, delaying the economy, delaying Solar, while ByuN builds up back at home, builds up into his bio tank push. So this is a very tense position here for Solar. Very tense. Solar does try to collapse in. ByuN pulls away. Ooh, nice target firing. And nice focus firing there out of ByuN. Behind this, Solar is going into Lingbane Hydra, but again, the 4th base is very late for Solar. ByuN has a better economy. Now, ByuN is yet to reinforce. I believe he's waiting for extra meta. Oh, supply blocked. That's what I was curious about. I was like, where are the medevacs? What's going on? The supply block bad. So ByuN stumbling a little bit himself when it comes to his own production. This will delay his own follow-up push. So it delays the move out. ByuN picks up, pulls away. And still waiting for the medevacs. He was still waiting. And here comes the move out. ByuN does rotate over towards that northern base. Solo's out of position. Solo will lose the 5th, but does at least take the 4th. Okay, there's a cancellation, but the 4th base getting saturated. Clearing up some of that creep. But Solo's had a lot of room. He's had a lot of room to breathe. And due to the disruptive production here from ByuN. Este lechito. If you don't stay cute, I'm gonna 2-Rax bunker rush you on the ladder. Oh no. Well, you hear earlier, that's how ByuN won game 1, unironically. That's that's how ByuN did in game 1. 2-Rax bunkered Solar. Knocked him the hell out. All these Terrans, they all think the same. Ah. Some things never change, man. They never change. Ooh, as a better surround here from Solar. Yeah, much better surround, collapsing on the Marines. Yeah, ByuN, he was late to pick up, losing out most of his bio army here. Ay, some sloppy play there from ByuN. Late to pick up, late to pull away. Has plenty of reinforcements though, he should be fine. Yeah, perfectly fine here. Got his 5 tanks. Claiming his 4th base, and from here the game is slowing down a little bit. Now, I mentioned something earlier at the start of this series, how typically Terran players in the current era of TVZ, they want to try to end the game early. Here, ByuN is taking a very defensive stance. Very defensive here, keeping his tanks back at home, slowly getting a 4th base. This is giving Solo the room he needs to drone up to 87. 87 workers. Hive is now on the way. Lurker Den is now on the way. Borrow as well. Interesting choices here. We often do see a lot of ultra play here in TVZ, but now we're going into lurkers. But regardless, Solo, he's free to tech up and just mass drone, mass expand, and Solo has gained map control. Does get a kill. Yeah, kills one of the CCs. Bailey's here roll in. Solo's clumped up. Sorry, ByuN is clumped up. He's clumped up at the other. Oh my god, massive clumping. And Solo, he will take this fight. He gets into the mineral line. The base goes down. That's a kill, not a cancel. 14 dead SCVs. Critical damage. Again, ByuN, he wasn't quite ready for this. He wasn't set up. He wasn't pre-split. And there's a lot of pressure now on ByuN. But as you mentioned, he lost a lot of that momentum early on. He was forced back home. And as ByuN moves out, we have plenty of Link Bane ready for him. Solo's ready. Hive is now done. A couple of Vipers have arrived. We're here for Blinding Clouds. And the tanks are stacked. No! Yeah, he gets all 3 tanks. We come in from behind. And Solo's going to chase ByuN down. ByuN will lose every single tank. Heavy losses for ByuN. The Marines will get away. Some of them at least. What was that? 5 tanks? 5 tanks going down. Cleans up the bio. And ByuN has nothing left. ByuN has lost his 4th base, lost the main army. Solo can just back off, rebuild, remax, and again, we mentioned this at the beginning of the game here, where if the Zerg player is allowed to get up to 80 plus workers, if they're allowed to take all these expansions and gain map control, it is very difficult for the Terran player to keep up. To the point where even Clem and Maru struggle in this position. Like, replace ByuN with literally any other Terran player out there, and it's it's unlikely to recover. As Lurkers, they rotate, they go on top of the CCs. Liberators, they will be able to get some damage here, but we have some Hydras. Yeah, tanks are going to go down once again. We do waste some Bailings on the tanks, so a little bit inefficient here from Solar, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. GG gets called, and Solar ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew. And GG, well played. Solo, he will tie things up here. Again, ByuN did lose a little momentum early on. Specifically, like, I liked his initial move out where he was able to deny the 4th base twice. He denied it twice. But if you remember, his secondary push was late because ByuN was supply blocked. Remember, ByuN, he was supply blocked. That delayed his push. That did put a lot of momentum away from ByuN, actually, to take away a lot of that momentum, took away a lot of the tempo of ByuN, and it allowed Solar to stabilize, to claim the 4th base, to claim the 5th base eventually, to drone up to 87, and to snowball from there. GG. GG, well played. As we are now getting into game number 3. Getting into game 3. Gonna be loading into the Old Sun Temple. Oh, okay, we're gonna get into some RNG here. Now, for those that are maybe tuning in for one of the first times this month, in the new map pool, we do have 4 player spawn maps. So the Old Sun Temple here is one of said maps, 4 possible spawn locations. Because of this, RNG is a factor. Close spawns favor Terran, long spawns favor Zerg, and we have diagonal spawns. Spawning in the top right hand corner of the Old Sun Temple, we have the blue Zerg player, we have the South Korean Zerg. Tying up the series 1-1 of that last game, it is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran for Shopify, it is ByuN. Again, welcome to the Old Sun Temple. You can spawn in bottom left, bottom right, top left, and top right as well. And the Gambas, the spawn locations do favor Solar. We do have cross spawns. Oh, sorry, I should say diagonal spawns. Basically, because of this, the rush distance by ground is longer, and this goes into what we mentioned last game. How the longer the map, the larger the map, the more room the Zerg player has in between themselves and their opponents, and the higher chance they have of slowing the game down, building up into a superior economy, and then snowballing out of control. It makes sense for ByuN to proxy. Yeah, ByuN is going for the proxy Durax once again. The goal here is to end the game early, to try to kill Solar before we do reach that kind of game state. Now, Solar, so bearing in mind that ByuN doesn't really know where Solar has spawned, we do see ByuN throwing down the proxy here in the center of the map, and we'll see if the Overlord actually comes across this. Oh, that's unfortunate. So the first Overlord does scout towards the left-hand side. The other Overlord is going straight through the center, and it will scout the proxy. That's very unlucky here for ByuN, as this will give Solar an earlier heads up. More so than in game 1. Oof. Yeah, Solar, he spots the SCV, which isn't too suspicious, but now he does spot everything else. Solar confirms. ByuN knows he's been scouted because the SCV saw the Overlord. And here comes the 2x bunker rush. Let's go. Drones already being sent out to delay the bunker. Solar's gonna be careful here. Bunker has begun. Here come the rest of the boys. Boys have arrived. They should. There we go. Deny the bunker. SCV going to be forced away. Does survive. Decent starter stepping here, but there are so many drones, and he wants the Marines early. He wants them. He's going to get them. He's going to get them. This time he will commit. He will surround 1 Marine. He gets 1. Oh, doesn't get the others though. Oh. Does kill one of the SCVs. The Marines, though, they do barely get away. Both SCVs. No, one of them survives. Oh, good. One of the SCVs that survived, there's a cancellation. That was 7 drone kills. Those are some heavy losses there from Solar, not gonna lie. And remember, this is a 2-rax. ByuN can transition back at home. Can transition. So far, shaving off some lings. Cannot quite dive on the Queen yet. The Marine count is not there. And there's that CC. So again, from here, the game will continue. ByuN fails to kill Solar, but he has killed a bunch of workers. That was how many? 7? Yeah, that was 7 drones going down. So ByuN has done enough here to equalize the economy. I say equalize. Solar's making a lot of lings behind this, and he has no gas, so there's no real counterattack available either. There's a lot of Zerglings. This is better for ByuN. A lot of these things would have been drones. The second queen was delayed. Okay. Yeah, delayed second queen. ByuN needs ours as well. Trades incredibly well here against the Zerglings. And this is a messy follow-up here out of Solar. Yeah, losing the second queen. Oof. Second queen goes down. Marines, they Kai well against the Lings. Going for the other queen, and GG. GG gets called. ByuN snowballs out of control. Solar having a messy defense there, and ByuN will take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. The initial defense from Solar was okay. He did lose too many workers, which did allow ByuN to expand behind it and get into a macro game. But as we were mentioning here, Solar, he delayed his second queen quite heavily. He made an excess of lings as he had a very late second queen. And without those queens, the queens are the backbone. They're the backbone of the Zerg defense. But if you're lacking queens, then there is no backbone. There is nothing there here to hold on. And with that, we did have ByuN something out of control. He breaks through the lings. He snipes the first queen, of course, and GG. GG, well played. Solar, he does take a loss here, and now ByuN is up 2-1. One more game is all he needs. What a mess, Pappy, what a mess. So loading into game at number 4. I'm ready for another proxy racks. I'm ready. Proxies are not going to be a viable option here on Rainfall, though. Rainfall is the next map, a very small map of the map pool. Short rush distance by ground. Aggression here is favored. 2 base aggression, 3 base aggression. We don't expect a proxy here, but we do expect early aggression nonetheless. In a different way. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner here of Rainfall, we have the blue Zerg player, the South Korean Zerg. He is down in the series. Can he bounce back and make a series out of this? Can he survive the aggression? It is Solar. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting into the next game. We're getting into game number 3. Sorry, game number 4. Now, coming into this, we didn't mention in the last game how, because of the diagonal spawns, I was going to be favoring Solar in a longer game. We stand by that. That's why ByuN cheesed and proxied in the last game. Here on Rainfall, the rush distance by ground is very short. This is the second smallest map of the map pool, second only to Rorschach. So very short rush distance. Aggression is heavily favored here, and that's what we expect out of both players. When I say that, I'm expecting, say, roaches. I'm expecting like roach-based play by Solar, maybe even a roach all-in. From ByuN, we're expecting a 1-1-1. We're expecting a 2-1-1. We're expecting these early timings, maybe even a 3-1-1. We're expecting aggression in the mid-game especially. Why do I say the mid-game? Well, the third base. The third base here is on the low ground. Both third expansions. So there is no high ground third. They're both on the low ground, and they're both very open. They're both very exposed. There's a big angle of attack, and you can even just ignore the third and go straight down the middle and push in towards the natural, and then you have the high ground advantage. You can wedge yourself in between the bases and force your opponent to push into a siege line that's on the high ground as well. So ByuN has a lot of aggressive options. I typically do favor the Terran player in a map like Rainfall, but in general I just favor aggression, and Zerg players can also be aggressive, right? We can also go for earlier Roach Warrens, committed Roach play, committed all-ins. There's definitely ways to be a little bit more active here. It'd be very, very risky if Solo were to try to go into muta play, for example. Like, there's no shot. You can't cut those corners on this map, or it's very difficult to achieve that. Not impossible, but difficult. So we'll see. As for now, the Overlord does move out. Marines, they get in position. And they will hunt down the first Overlord. Oh my god. Yeah, we do float the racks, and the Overlord does go down. Massive snipe, supply blocking Solar. Yeah, big supply block as well. Overlord is halfway done. Meanwhile, back at home, not just 1, 2, 3 racks. This is one of the possibilities. We said 1-1-1, 2-1-1, or 3-1-1. We're going for a 3-rack stim timing. We might even go for a 4th rack and pull the boys. Technically, this could be a 2-base 4 racks all in. So eyes are on ByuN. Regardless, we're going to have an excess of Marines, and this is going to hit very early, very quickly, very hard. Oh boy. So again, we're just building up towards a big stim timing. Now, if we can assume that a build like this would be coming, Solar can as well. As I mentioned, like, aggression is common. It is expected on this map. So Solar should be aware of some kind of shenanigans or some kind of aggression coming from ByuN. And it's going to be on Solar to play it safe and to scout and to confirm. The problem is that Solar just lost the Overlord, right? He just lost the Overlord. So after losing the Overlord on Rainfall, you have to blindly play safe, right? It's like, we'll keep an eye on Solar to see when it comes to his Baneliness timing or his Roach Warren timing, but with Solar's limited vision and limited information, I feel like you have to play it safe here, but we'll see. this is where mind games come into play, and as solo you're thinking like, oh, maybe he's just trying to mind game me and he wants me to be overly defensive and I'll fall behind getting into a more macro game. Is going for the Evo chamber. Good call. This is relatively safe, but I believe this will hit later. So this is going to be early Evo chamber +1 carapace. Usually this is ideal for a 2-on-1, but this is not a 2-on-1. This is a 3-vax. So I believe ByuN is going to hit before the upgrades come into play, and again, it's going to be a difficult defense here for Solar, but we'll see. It's carapace. Remember, carapace is the most important upgrade against heavy marine-based compositions. Is ByuN going to wait for his medevac? So I assume that ByuN was just going to push with Stim. I assume that... Okay, there we go. I was like, is he going to wait for the factory and then the starport and then medevac production? No shot. Here he comes. Yeah, here he comes. The Lings that he spot the move outs. Soul's aware. Behind this, we have the Baneling Nest. It's on the way. And ByuN is coming. Okay, we gotta spot the Overlord. We have 20 Lings in production. How many Lings do we have? Soon to be 30. So around 30 Lings and 5 Queens. 6 Queens. And it should be enough to hold on here and to buy more time for reinforcements. ByuN is going to be careful with his Stim. Yep, the Queens are all in position. Soul is holding. Oh, we go for the dive. Gets Queen. Gets one. Just the one. Lings, they don't get us around. Better engage here from ByuN. Yeah, better start stepping, better position. Oh, this picks up a lot of Zerglings. As almost every Ling goes down. That was how many? That was 24 Lings for 11 Marines. Nice trade out of ByuN. He doesn't kill, but he does trade well. He pulls away. Now, at least Solar holds, right? Solar, he holds, he defends. Solar, it could have died. so it does survive. Will claim his 4th base. Meanwhile, the tempo should continue here with the arrival of the medevacs. Medevacs are coming. So for now, ByuN is forced back. Solar has gained map control. Solar can now drone. Now is the time to drone up. +1 carapace will finish. And the onus is still very much on ByuN to get more damage. Like, this was a decent trade to begin with, but he needs to apply more pressure, deny creep, and ideally delay the 4th base. Can we delay the 4th? Can we get spotted? Medevacs are coming. Tanks are being rallied across the map. ByuN has the high ground. This high ground position here can be very useful, but it is a little bit too far back. Like, it's not within range of the hatchery or anything like that. It is a very nice anchor point. As ByuN attempts to lure the army in. Last one to lure him in. Solo going for the backstab. No, sorry, getting ready for the surround even, and Solo has plenty. Yeah, Solo has plenty to surround. ByuN has to get the hell out of here. I don't think he has enough room in the medevacs. Force a siege. Reinforcements. No, they get caught out. Yeah, heavy losses here. Massive pickup. Marines, they go down. And Solar, he's getting up to 60 workers, up to 4 bases, getting into 2-1 upgrades. ByuN is 2 base all in. The longer this goes on, the worse it is for ByuN. He has to end the game soon. ByuN has no intention of getting into the mid game. No intention. Making 7 Marines at a time. Cranking out Liberators. Interesting. But he has to get across the map. Solo once again trying to catch that army. ByuN protecting those tanks. Does ferry them over. Back at enemy's got a full wall. Solo does not get in. We do have a tank and Liberators back at him to defend. And Solo instead setting up with this round. And who catches who? Uh-oh, the Banelings. Oh no, they get caught out. Yeah, Banelings, they get caught. Ooh, every Baneling goes down. Ah, that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate for Solar. Ay, 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 he will lose all the Banelings. I mean, he does have another group, of course. But now he can't surround. He doesn't have that flank. ByuN rotates to the right-hand side. Solar's second army gets spotted. I just have been amassing. Like, Solar, he's bought a lot of time, is the reality. He's bought a lot of time to build up his army. It's looking a little bit bleak here for ByuN. Picks up a couple of Hydras. Solar setting up for the surround. Uh-oh. Yeah, very patient play by Solar. Solar is almost maxed. It's just taking too long. It's taking too long here. Who catches who? Solar, he commits. Yeah, Solar does collapse in. Getting on top of the pyre, there's nowhere to run. Tanks will fall, and the Marines as well. Yeah, just a mass around. ByuN has reinforcements, they're too late. They're too little too late here. These reinforcements, they just arrived too late. And Solar's just snowballing out of control. Snowballing out of control with his Solar. Luna force the ace match, chases down the main army. Only Marines remain. Just the Marines. One tank. Ah. And again, it just took too long. It took too long to get across the map, too long to reinforce, too long to commit. Solar was given so much time. And this should be the final push. The final push here for ByuN. Solar commits in, gets on top of the tanks. And it gets all three. 3 tanks go down. Force the lift, and GG gets called. Solar ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. GG, well played. We're going to game number 5 here. Now, the question becomes, the only games that ByuN has won is Proxy 2-Rack's Bunker Rush. Like, he's been bunker rushing to victory, game 1 and game 3. Do we go for it here in game 5? We're loading into Rorschach. I don't think he needs to be honest. Like, I like Rorschach for aggressive mid-game for Terran. I don't think we need to proxy, and I feel like there's a very high chance that Solar goes pool first, right? Considering that Solar's lost every game to a proxy, a pool first will make a lot of sense here on Rorschach. And even, like, say, a gas first, just for an earlier Roach Warren. We'll see. We shall see. Eyes on our players, eyes on our openers. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Rorschach, we have the blue Zerg player, the South Korean Zerg representing himself. But tying up the series 2-2, it is Solar. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the red Terran player, we have the South Korean Terran for Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. We are going to be opening up. We are going to be selling in. Welcome to Rorschach. Rorschach is the smallest map. The smallest map of the map pool. Short rush distance by ground. Short rush distance by air as well. So aggression is favored here, just like on Rainfall. That's why ByuN went for a 2-base all in on Rainfall. But as you mentioned, he lost a little momentum early on. He did lose a big chunk of his army early on as well. And it just took too long to get across the map, to reinforce, to commit to set all in. We'll see if ByuN has better success here instead. No proxy. No proxy this time, everything is back at home. CC first? On Rorschach? Okay, I mean, this is gonna work. So, if you remember, we theorized that Solar's gonna go pool first, and he does. Solar does go pool first here. It's gonna be a pool hatch gas build out of Solar. This is to play safe, this is to shut down a proxy, but there is no proxy, there's a CC first. And you might be thinking that, oh, that means that Solar can punish. No. Because this command center is so fast and so early, I believe it will finish before the Lings arrive. So typically, the early pool timing allows the Zerg player to maybe squeeze out some Lings to delay the CC. That won't happen here. So I prefer ByuN. Like, ByuN right now, his opener is superior to that of Solar. As yeah, we're just getting queens, drones. Again, this was just a defensive pool. against a proxy. And there was none. So our players, they gamble, and ByuN takes the lead in that gamble. Overlord now confirms CC first. And again, Solar cannot stop this. Solar cannot punish. Now, a way to punish this is the fact that there is no SCV scout and there's no Reaper scout. Right? ByuN has zero information. Just zero information as to what Solar is up to. So Solar could pull into gas, skip link speed, go for a Roach-Run and go for like a Roach all-in, and ByuN would have no idea. Like there are ways to be aggressive here. There are ways to be cheeky. Another thing you could do is you could take your gases, skip link speed, and go for a fast layer, and then go into 2-base muta. There are ways to play this out to take advantage of the lack of scouting. Otherwise, we could just expand and drone. Link speed. Yeah, link speed is on the way. So a lot of the possibilities here from Solar would be if we had skipped link speed, but he does get it. So link speed is on the way. Pulls out of gas. Standard. Just playing standard. Claiming a third. Nothing crazy. Meanwhile, ByuN is also going for a third CC. That's the third CC before Starport, so an economic build here by ByuN. This time, ByuN is not going for a 2-base all-in. ByuN will expand, but I still favor like 3-base aggression as well. As long as you're being aggressive, though. We're setting up. Oh, and we're gonna mech it up. Okay, speaking of being aggressive, again, ByuN, he has been playing a lot of mech as of late. So if you've been watching ByuN over the past month, this is not the first time, this is not even the second time that you've seen ByuN play mech against top Zerg players. So we're meching it up, baby. If you recall, Clem did defeat Cyril with mech during RSL. ByuN, he played mech against Solar, actually. No, Shin? God, I think it was ByuN played mech against Shin. Yeah, he beat Shin with mech. This was maybe like 2 weeks ago. In Tuna Cup. So here we go, we have Macville on the way. Into battle. So we gonna make it up. Now, once again, the goal here is to be hyper aggressive and to gain momentum, to deny crease spread, and to nibble away here at the queens, at the army. Likewise, on top of that, Solar has not pieced together. Ooh, so Solar has not scouted. Solar does not know. Because of that, no roaches. If Solar is stuck on Ling Bane, especially Ling Bane Hydra, he will have an inefficient army against the battle mech of ByuN. So Solar's in a bit of trouble here due to the fact that Solar is not scouted and Solar he has not reacted. Solar doesn't know. Solar doesn't know. We're getting up to 5 factories. I don't think he saw the reinforcing Hellions. That would have been a tell. Yeah, +1 carapace. Oof. So he's getting ready for bio. He did not see the reinforcing army. Solar still has no idea. Seeing these Hellions is not abnormal. And Solar's in danger. He's in a lot of danger here. ByuN looking to make it up. Ah. And he will. Things they slip into the mineral line and getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh god, a lot of SCVs. Now he knows though. At least he does scouts. So 7 SCVs, 8 SCVs, and scouting information. Very nice run by here by Solar. And now we got a counterattack. Now ByuN is gonna send it. Behind this, Hydra is almost done. We are stuck with Ling Bane Hydra. Now, this army can trade against Battle Mech if we can catch the army on creep. That's a big if there. Tumors being cleaned up. Now he's setting up the center. Did lose a lot of SCVs, true. Banelings they try to roll in. Oh, they get shut down. Banelings are denied. Army rotates to the top side. Solo getting ready for the surround. Oh, can he lock down the army? Uh-oh. No! ByuN's cornered. Yeah, ByuN is cornered. There's no way out. There's no way out of this. Lings, they lock down the army. Massive surround, and ByuN cannot afford these losses. Not the Cyclones. Yeah, he cannot lose these Cyclones, but he will. Oh, gets completely surrounded, and a massive loss for ByuN. Ay, ay, ay. Again, the moment that ByuN pushed in and committed here, like this corner of the map is so vulnerable, so susceptible to being surrounded. ByuN, he took the bait, Pap. He took the bait. And that might just be it, to be honest. ByuN, he stumbled when it comes to his economy. Likewise, he just lost. How many Cyclones was that? 4. That was 4 Cyclones, 6 Hellions. That was a good start from Solar. We'll see if we can do it again. As ByuN still maintains 8 Cyclones. So ByuN still has a healthy Cyclone count, but a lot of the momentum that ByuN had isn't really there anymore. Not in the same way. As this time, based on ByuN's positioning, he won't get surrounded. Bringing up some creep. Creating an opening. Okay, and they defend on the top side. This time, ByuN is safe to push in. Ooh, but he will lose his Hellbats. Hellbats are thrown away. Behind this, we go for the tank transition. Ooh, the game is slowing down. These tanks tell us that ByuN is looking to turtle. He's going to try to turtle up instead. And how do you break a turtling Terran? Vipers. Hive is almost done. Oh, the Hive is on the way. So Hive is on the way. Vipers, they should be on the horizon as well. Ooh. Losing a Cyclone. As I mean, ByuN kites well. He does trade. Sniping one of those Hydras. So some decent trades here from ByuN before the Hive is ready. Tanks have arrived. Okay. We're pushing with the tanks. Solo's in trouble. Solo, he bled out a lot earlier. Comes in with the surround. It does snipe one of the tanks. Yeah, very nice surround here. 1, 2, 3 tanks go down. ByuN wants to keep pushing. Again, ByuN needs everything to just come from one direction. And then he can trade well. This is right. Fungal does catch 2 Cyclones. Only kills 1. Uh-oh. Now the Infestor. Oh my god. And Sola, he's losing too much. Sola, he's bleeding out far too much here. He's been losing Lings, Banelings, Infestors, Hydras. The efficiency here is too great. Sola sitting in front of the surround. He gets spotted. Oh, we can use a healing pad as well. True. Heal up. Hey. The healing pad, pappy. Coming into play. It's nice, the expansion. And we spoke about this at the start of the game. Because the map is so small, it takes so little time to reinforce and to push into these bases. Like, these expansions are so close to the bases of ByuN. It favors whoever has momentum. ByuN overextends. Yeah, big overextension here, losing 2 Cyclones. A chunk of Hellions. Meanwhile, Planetary is done. Go base, that is cancelled. Now, ByuN rotating towards these northern bases is much more difficult. Much more difficult to achieve. So he doesn't. Yeah, Solar, he misreads this. But we have lurkers in position. As the Lankers are within range, losing 1, 2, 3 lurkers, massive pickoffs. Lurkers that need support, they're on their own. Yeah, they're on their own here, and heavy losses for Solar. Losing so many lurkers. Oh. Doesn't quite get the lock on. Not quite. Still catching at Hydra at the same time, going for the Nidus. Uh-oh. Oh, the Cyclones get caught out. Yeah, missed movement there by ByuN. Putting out Cyclones, losing all those tanks. Nice cells finished. The lurkers are going to cross over. They tried to, but no, never mind. ByuN is ready. Wow, ByuN is ready back at home. ByuN defends. Does leave a tank back. And it's still getting quite tense. I believe there are no more Vipers. Sorry, there's one. There's one Viper back at home. Not a part of the fight. Oof. We get a lock on the Hydras of all things. Yeah, a lot of Hydras do go down. Banelings as well. Oh, the Lurkers are coming from behind. Oh, no! Good positioning with the Lurkers. Very good positioning. Yeah, Lurkers are set up. Trying to move in. Jesus, the liberation zones though. The freedom. There's too much. Yeah, Solar cannot get in. He cannot find a way in. Not against Liberators. Not like this. The liberation. The freedom. Oh. As ByuN just blew that ground army. Sniping another 3. The 2. 2 lurkers do go down. They rotate to the top side. ByuN's moving in. He does try to push. Oof. The tanks. Once again, Solo bleeds out a bunch of supply. Nice lurker harass. We got one lurker in the mineral line. Oh no, the other 2. Oof. And Solo can't afford this. Solo, as you can see, when it comes to his bank, he needs more mining. I mean, I say he needs more mining, but really he needs to sustain his army. He needs to stop losing so much. He's let out so many lurkers, so many Hydras. He can't afford these losses, can't afford these trades. ByuN has been just much more efficient. Much more efficient. And Solo can't save this. No shot. It's cancel. Nidus goes down. ByuN now starting to move out. It's breaking up. As ByuN denies another expansion, another base goes down. Gets another base. Lings, I do catch some reinforcements here, but at the same time, this expansion will still fall. Oh. Should still go down. Solo is down to a 2 base economy. He does have this center expansion and top right. The other bases are mining out. Instead, we're coming in from behind. Okay. Gets tank. Nice deductions. Sniping a couple of Liberators. A bit of a messy engage. Yeah, messy engage here from both sides, but Solo can't really move in here. Like, there are tanks on the high ground. Solo just fighting for the gold. So again, Solo bleeds out a massive chunk of supply. Mainly get caught. And ByuN all he really needs to do is deny the center base and deny the gold. Deny these 2 center expansions and eventually claim them himself. Likewise, he scans, ensuring there's no other expansions or the hatcheries. Oh, the lunkers. Oof. They get caught. Solar, he wants to save that gold. He's rushing on over. And Solar can try to look this down. Oh no, ByuN! Yeah, he's cornered. ByuN is cornered. Hellbat's forced to morph. ByuN will lose this army. He gets locked in. He gets trapped. Good fight for Solar. Cleans up everything. That was once again ByuN cornering himself. At the same time, though, kills every lurker across the map. Oh god. It's fine. That was what, 4 or 5 lurkers going down. There's not really much support for the Liberators. They're on their own. Yeah, they're on their own. They're getting called out. Solo giving chase. We're getting messy. We're getting messy. Oof. Here, ByuN moving in. I'm trying to go for the kill. We have 3 lunkers leading the charge. They're trying to break through. Oh my god. I just nightmares the Liberators. Not a bad engage here from Solar, but again, he just bleeds out so much. He just needs the base. He can't get it. GG gets called. He cannot expand. Solar, he's out of steam. He's out of money. He is broke. And ByuN will take the series 3-2. GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim the series. He will advance on. Again, the mech bappy. Does mech it up once again. Again, I don't think we've seen mech lose in the past in this patch. But it's also very situational as well. True. Like, the reason why mech can work so well here on Rorschach, we were tempted with the idea earlier in the season, if you recall, is because the map is so small, is because aggression is so favored, and once you gain momentum, you just snowball out of control. You saw that Solar could not expand. Solar could not take the gold or the center expansions. Solar, he was broke. He just could not take a base. And ByuN, there were a couple of moments where ByuN was outpositioned, where ByuN was cornered. That is true, but because he was being so efficient, didn't matter. Did not matter. ByuN, he was able to defend and secure his bases. He was able to fight for map control, threaten the fresh expansions of Solar, and eventually whittle him down. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. ByuN, he will claim the series, and we're getting ready for the grand finals. I believe... Hold on. I think we're getting ready for the finals. Or are we mid-series? Looks like it's going to be a TVT. So TVT finals, it looks like herO went down. So herO versus Cure was in the... Oh my god. So let's have a look together here. So herO versus Cure was in the upper semis, and we just got the results. Curie takes down herO 3-0. So a big win there for Cure. Again, yo, we're on the CC patch. So ByuN takes down Solo 3-2. Cure takes down herO 3-0, and we have a TVT between ByuN and Cure. Again, we've been covering a decent chunk of TVTs over the past week or two, and that trend will continue, which I'm not opposed to necessarily. I think TVT is probably one of my favorite mirror matchups. I mean, I'm okay with all of them, to be honest, but it's fine. In the current meta, no, yeah, I think TVT is probably one of my favorite mirror matchups, if not my favorites. Let's go. As we're getting ready for our grand finals. Catching up. Say in chat, is it worth it in this situation to build a Raven instead of scanning? So you're asking ByuN to lift one of his starports to land it, to get a tech lab on it, to make a Raven instead of continuing Reactor Liberator. So the issue with going for a Raven, one, scans are better. A lot of the scanning that you're seeing is not just to deny creep, but it's also to scout for your opponent and to scout for the army positioning and stay off the bases. So the Raven isn't really useful there. On top of that, you're also asking ByuN to have less momentum and less aggression because you're going to be stopping his Liberator production. If you recall, we were pumping out as much as we could to stop these liberation zones and to keep pushing into solar as well. So you're taking away a lot of the aggression, you're slowing down the Terran to get something that you don't need because you have so many orbitals to begin with, right? So a Raven in that position would be a bit of a waste. You can make a stronger argument for Ravens in the early game because scans are much more limited, but in the late game you have so many scans anyway, you don't need a Raven. But you can make an argument earlier on, just because you could argue that scans, like mules, are more useful early on, right? And you don't want to waste a scan when you could mule. I'm referring to like when you're on a 2 or 3 base economy, but once you build up CCs, once you build up orbitals, like you got scans to spare. Like it's more of a waste to get a Raven. So depending on the game states, like there's, specifically for TVZ, like there's situations for it, of course. But here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of Washout, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Liquid. He just took down herO 3-0. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats. Coming into this, I do rate Cure's TVT higher than that of ByuN, but ByuN's a very fun Terran player to cast in TVT. ByuN is very fun. ByuN, he's very aggressive, he's very intense, he's very high-paced in TVT, so ByuN's always a lot of fun. The downside, though, is that if ByuN's aggression subsides, if it fails, then Cure snowballs out of control. Cure is going for the double gas opener, ByuN is going for the single gas, ByuN is going for a faster CC, so a greedier build out of ByuN. Cure is going for a faster factory instead. But quickly discussing how our players approach TVT, ByuN is usually like the wall. I say the wall, like ByuN, sorry, Cure I meant to say, my apologies. Cure, he's usually like the wall. He's usually the defending player. He plays standard, going into Bio Tank Raven Viking, like that's Cure's composition is set up. ByuN instead, typically as we get into the mid to late game, he does skip Viking production. Skips Vikings, he skips Ravens, and often goes into Medivacs instead, and goes into a higher Rax count, a higher Marine count, into heavy drop play. And as you can imagine, with this kind of dynamic, if ByuN can pop off, we're dropping into the main base with rotating over, hitting the 4th base, hitting the 3rd base, and if he can have success with his aggression and start to gain momentum and for the dominoes to begin to fall and for him to just snowball out of control, then ByuN can look like a beast. The problem is that when the drops start to fail, that's when a lot of the wind gets taken out of the sails of ByuN, and where ByuN has the worst army in a head-to-head fight. He typically has the worst army just because he's down in Vikings, so he has no air control. He's up in Marines, but he's usually down in tanks. So the army with the higher tank count, with the higher Viking count, with the higher Raven count, like it does overwhelm and does have a superior head-on engagement. That's usually the dynamic between Cure and ByuN in the mid to late game, but we'll see how we get there, if we get there. We'll see. Now we're settling in. We have our 1-1-1 follow-up here out of Cure. ByuN going for a later starport again. His take in general is just a little bit later here. As ByuN did go for the earlier CC and earlier orbital. Again, Cure's isn't even done, so you can already see the difference here in approach. And we'll see if if Cure can make up for this. Reapers, I do get into the mineral line, and so far getting 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, this is getting a little bit out of hand here. 3 SCV kills. Do we get 4? Ooh, barely 4 SCVs. Very nice damage here. Remember, ByuN had the faster CC, has the better economy, but he will now lose 4 SCVs, and Cure takes a worker lead. So the early Reaper aggression was worth it here for Cure. Behind this, getting into his own safety cyclones, building up. Third CC is on the way for ByuN, and I can say the same for Cure as well. So both players expanding, both players getting into their third command centers. So both players are building up. And that economic lead that ByuN was hoping for is not really there anymore. He's up by one worker, as you can see, but just by one. Better engage with Cyclones, catching at a Hellion. Oh. Q does give chase. Let's give chase, containing ByuN. From here, we're both expanding, we're both getting a third base. Here, we're going to be waiting until either player decides to delay each other's third. So as we build up on our two-base economy here, one player or both will try to take their third bases, and then we can try to position ourselves to delay each other's expand. Otherwise, we might just embrace the mid-game. Might just embrace it. Uh-oh. ByuN coming in. How does he react? Quickly. He reacts quickly here. He does pull away, thankfully. Doesn't lose the Raven. Sim is on the way. Interference matrix from both players. Would you see the faster double eBay here out of ByuN into faster 1-1? As I mentioned in the beginning of this game, ByuN is very fond of very heavy marine-based compositions in TVT. Ooh, the Raven went down. Yeah, my apologies, but that Raven was caught. Better catch for Cure. Now getting into his upgrades. Third base is being taken from both players. Cure a little bit faster to land, a little bit faster to saturate. And now we calm down. So as we get into the mid game here, we have some advantages and some disadvantages here. ByuN is up in Marines, he's down in tanks, which is to be expected, but nothing too major. A lot of this will still come down to army movements, army positioning, to how we get across the map. As Kira's pushing, okay. He's going for a head out. He's going for a head-on assault. Does move out with everything. Cure does have the tank lead, and Cure he is even on Ravens. You know, ByuN does have 3 defensive tanks. Ooh, Cyclone goes down. Cure does have the Cyclone. Again, Cure is looking for an opening here to disable. Slowly moving in within range of the CC. Is now within range. Does stable. He gets 1. Ooh. The other tank does punish. Will snipe the tank though. Denies the CC. So far so good. Kira forcing his way in. Kira's rallying. ByuN may have to pull the boys. He may have to pull the boys to try to engage into this. Like, ByuN can mass disable, but he'll be mass disabled as well, and most likely armor shredded. Speaking of, he moves in. We do see the counter disables. Marines, they stim forward. There's 1 auto turret. Not enough. Yeah, not enough here. ByuN, he does break out. Late auto turrets. And you could also argue wasted disables as well. That could have been more turrets, and with that, ByuN, he takes the fight. Yeah, massive fight here. Does clean up. Curie panicked. He panicked, Pappy. And these were some heavy losses for Cure here. Curie lost 3 tanks? 5. Oh my god. 5 tanks went down. And now Cure, who should have had the tank lead, not anymore. Not anymore. Cure down to 1 tank. And now ByuN can get his next expansion, build up his bases. Yeah, Cure. Just a really rough fight here. You just needed more support for the tanks. ByuN just goes right through the center, and ByuN might just kill. To be honest, like this might just be it. Just one fight went in ByuN's way, then he just goes across the map, pushes directly into the natural, cleans up all these depots. Cure trying to come in from behind. And he pulls the boys. Yeah, the boys are being pulled, coming in for the full surround. We are reinforcing Marines. And ByuN still trades well. He still trades very well here, picking off every single SCV. 28 SCV kills, critical damage. Ay. It's too much, Pappy. It's too much. ByuN still has a presence. Still has an army. And ByuN can throw with these Marines, it's fine. Like, he's far enough ahead. ByuN, he's up, what, 40, 50 supply. Moves in, kills the tank, picks up, pulls away, behind this double expanding, getting his 4th, getting his 5th base as well. Up 2 expansions. ByuN, he can do what he wants. And again, the initial push from Cure was solid, denying the 3rd base and sniping one of the tanks, but I would say the Raven usage and the reaction from Cure was lacking. That's all it came down to. It came to that one moment. That one fight. ByuN tries to bait the army in. Oh. Drop into the main base is denied. Oof. The army's heavily overstint. But does maintain its presence here. Forcing a lift. Lose all the Marines. A little bit wasteful out of ByuN. And Kira going for the Doom drop. I mean, hey, if there were ever a way to come back, no, it's fine. There's Marines in position, the army sims in, there's a mass unload as well, and Kira here will lose everything. He's down to 3 tanks. Down to 1, down to 1 tank, down to 0. And with that, Kira here will lose everything. Here comes the second army, stepping forward. Will focus on the CC, but ByuN has so many bases anyway, and he mass repairs. Yeah, the repair is too good. The mass repair, Pappy Marines, they stim forward, and GG gets called. ByuN takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN will take lead in the series. Again, a very intense back and forth here. As you mentioned before, a lot of it came down to ByuN's push. To Kira's push. To Kira's push at the 3rd base of ByuN. When it came to Kira sniping one tank and forcing liftoff, ByuN, he was able to collapse on those tanks and have a very strong fight here. As you mentioned, it looked like Kira, he had a late reaction, and to spend his energy on disables instead of auto turrets or an armor shred did cost him that fight as well. It cost him the fight. It was like a knee-jerk reaction. It was it did catch Kira off guard by surprise, shut him down. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going to be loading into game number 2. Going to be loading into Blackrock. We go. Yeah. Still waking up, Pappy. But we're loading into game 2, and we'll see if ByuN can keep up this momentum. We'll see if Cure can recover and bounce back. Spawning in the bottom hand corner of BlackRock, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Liquid down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Cure. And spawning in the top right corner, we have the blue Terran player, the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. We are here. We are back. We are jumping into our TVT, and coming into this, we'll see how players do decide to adjust. If you recall, last game we saw that Cure went for a double gas opener, ByuN went for the earlier CC. We'll see if that trend continues here as well, if we do decide to be a little more greedy or even more aggressive as well. Hello, Cure. I was curious here, but we are going to be opening up with the proxy. So the SCV does move out across. Oh, my apologies. We do have one Rax back at home, and I believe one Rax proxied. There's no reason for the SCV to be out here unless we're going to proxy. Huh. And it is going to be 2 Rax Reaper. So 2 Rax Reaper, 1 proxied, 1 back at home. This is very uncommitted. Very, very uncommitted here. This can get damage done. The hope is that ByuN is going to be greedy, and he is. ByuN is going for a single gas Rax expand. Cure ideally catches the first Reaper and maybe gets some SCV kills and maybe does disrupt the early game of ByuN. But obviously this is less committed than like a proxy 2 Rax. It's aggressive, don't get me wrong, but this is not designed to kill, not necessarily. Just designed to get some damage and take a lead. So here we go. Oh, ByuN is opening a Marine. Wait, what? Okay, does go Marine first, then into the Reaper. A high ground CC as well. Very safe play here by ByuN. Very safe. Marine stays back at home here on top. I mean, he's reading this like a proxy. Like, he's like as if he's playing against a proxy. Like a 2 Rax Reaper, I mean. So, very safe play. I mean, not as safe as double gas, but as safe as you can be with a single gas opener. And he's just waiting on the high ground. Who shoots first? Uh-oh. ByuN does. Yeah, ByuN does shoot first, and he does not catch the first Reaper, but a good trade nonetheless. ByuN holds, ByuN defends, and so far this opener is looking rough for Cure. It's looking rough. And Cure, he will almost lose a Reaper. Whew, barely pulls away. ByuN is freely expanding. Cure goes for a factory follow-up, actually. Cure's very dedicated. He's very dedicated to this. I mean, he does need to find some damage. Hellion's on the way. Typically, once a Hellion arrives, that ends the aggression. I'm just trying to rotate. Hellion shot goes off. We'll save the depot. Does have the Bullet Boy to repair. Oof. As from here again, we're just going to calm things down. Cure back at home is going to be expanding, claiming his own natural, building up into his own again 1-1-1. ByuN likewise is setting up. Like ByuN, he will have the faster CC, the slightly better economy as well. I would say that ByuN in this position is looking stronger. Shut down the proxy quite hard. Cure to recover. We're going. No, my apologies. For some reason, I thought that was a third CC. His own CC is still just not finishing. Rough position for Cure. He's behind. And that's why he's pushing. We gotta make up for that. Cure is moving out. Nice harass. Does mean the Raven's not a home to defend. True. And Cure's moving in. Let's go that one tank. He's looking for a way in. ByuN is going for a third CC. ByuN is being greedy. Cure going into reactive Viking. Cure just rallying everything he can across the map. And ByuN is out of position. Uh-oh. ByuN completely out of position. ByuN, he will miss the main army. Tanks do siege. And ByuN races back. Yeah, he races back home. Oh, a little bit indecisive. ByuN needs to do something with this army, and he's going to counterattack. He will catch some Vikings. Okay. Does get one Viking, which is nice. But can he hold? Can he defend? Oh my god, we need all turrets. We need some turrets here. Tank goes down, and Cure does it. Cure, he breaks on through. Snowball's out of control, takes down the tank. Siege up here at the natural. And ByuN is still racing back home. He's still not a home to defend. ByuN does it, disables. But ByuN cannot clean this up, like no shot. Yeah, throws out all the turrets, they do nothing. CC gets killed, and we have a back and forth. We have a series. As ByuN at least wants the tanks. He gets one. Just the one though. Yeah, just the one tank. The other does survive. Cure keeps moving in. 16 SCV kills. All the ways being pulled. They should all be killed. Every SCV goes down. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, the pickup. GG gets called, and Cure ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played again. Cure going for his 2-base all-in. Meanwhile, ByuN, he was going for a third TC, but not just that, he missed the army, right? He went across the map, he completely missed the main army, so he was out of position. That allowed Cure to comfortably just move in. He just rolled up into the natural, sieged up his tanks, killed the CC. That was game. That was game then and there. GG, well played. Cure does tie things up again. ByuN, he just was unaware of the army positioning, was unaware of the army movements, and was unable to defend as a result. GG. GG, well played. Game 3 is going to be on At Attorney's Edge. Let's go. Loading into Game 3. And again, ByuN had the better start. He had the better start. He shut down the opener. He had the better economy. It was a stronger start there for ByuN. He just was unaware of the army movements, of the positioning. The pants were down. The pants were down. True. So we're getting into our next game. And we'll see who takes the lead. We'll see who takes the lead in the series between our two Terrans. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of At Attorney's Edge, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran for Team Liquid. It is Cure. Let's go. We are going to be settling in. Bearing in mind this is the best of 5, so we still have plenty of games. Still have plenty more games ahead of us. Plenty more games to come. I feel like our openers have been a big part of, so far, both Game 1 and Game 2. And again, we'll see how we adjust. So far, it's been ByuN being a little bit greedier. If you recall, Game 1 went ranks expand. Game 2 did something very, very similar as well, just a bit of a safer response. This time the Rax is back at home. This time no proxy. No proxy. No shenanigans. Oh, CC first? What? CC first out of ByuN, the greediest build you can go for, except it's on the high ground. So the second most greediest build, as we do have the high ground CC first before the Rax and Gasless. Gasless opener here by ByuN. This is a little bit risky here. I would expect this on a map like Lockdown. I would expect this on, say, Fear and Faith or the old, I almost said the Old Republic, the Old Sun Temple. To see this here on Addertrain's Edge is a little bit risky. It's still a large map, don't get me wrong, it's still a large map. But ByuN does cut the corners. Cure playing very safe, double gas. Oof, double gas opener, fast factory, delayed CC, even more delayed compared to ByuN's greedy build. Ay, ay, ay. Compared to ByuN's greedy. It's catching up with the chat. So as openers go, I do favor ByuN's position, assuming that he doesn't get punished. That's the big assumption, of course. So now we're building up. We are going to be building up. There we go. We have Reactor to Reaper here from Cure. Going into Reactor to Reaper Hellion. Very assertive opener here by a Terran player. Bearing in mind he has not scouted. Of course, no one has. Very uncommon to scout in TVT early on. So Cure is blindly being aggressive. And we'll see if he can punish ByuN. ByuN does have SimCity on his side and is still on one base. Quote unquote one base. Is still in the main. Cure moves out. And Cure is reinforcing. Cure is still rallying. Does confirm no CC on the low ground. Cure begins his own. ByuN has been making 2 SCVs at a time this entire time, so ByuN still has the better economy. And Cure has yet to punish. Ooh, we'll take a Hellion shot to the face. We'll lose one. Yeah, one Reaper goes down. Better engage here by ByuN. This also shows kind of like the rock, paper, scissors dynamic of TVT because SV scouting is so rare. It's non-existent. Very often you kind of like pick your own builds. You get into them without any input from your opponent. So based on purely the openers that we've had, ByuN is ahead. That's just TVT in a nutshell. It's just that there is that just straight up rock, paper, scissors dynamic. I'm not saying that ByuN will win this game, but he does. The game opens and ByuN is ahead, and Cure has to overcome that. I would have said the same thing last game, to be fair, and then Cure went for the 2-base all-in. That's how Cure was able to recover. As Cure does have his own follow-up drop here into the main. Tank drop even. Jesus, ByuN once again going for a faster TC. Very reminiscent of last game. Went Banshee first. I've been here before. Getting deja vu. ByuN is ahead. ByuN moves out across the map. Meanwhile, Cure moves in. Yeah, Cure be dropping. Can he force a cancel on the CC? No shot. He's going for the mineral line. Does go for the SCVs. Tank does siege. And the boys, they will clean this up eventually here, but the tank shots, they clean up the Marines. And Marines, they go down. Can we pick up any more SCVs? Ooh, not quite. It's only 4. Only 4 SCV kills. This could have been a lot worse here. Medevac does not get away. ByuN defends. And ByuN, I believe, is still ahead in workers. I say that Reaper Heli does hit the natural. Okay. Pulling ByuN apart. Nice damage. Remember, ByuN still has a 3rd command center. But not bad at it, Cure. I'm a little bit concerned just because Cure did lose a tank to achieve this, but does kill 7 SCVs. Cure is still very much so in this game. Not even on tanks. Oh, but the Banshee does tip things back in ByuN's favor. Goes in 3, 4. Oh, nice disable. But that's still 4 CV kills. And ByuN is still ahead. The command center has begun. ByuN's his order is an orbital. Has mules. Extra SCVs. Oh. Secure does slip into the main. Catching a 1, 2, 3, 4 CV kills. Okay, not bad. Never mind, 3. There we go. Gets 4 towards the end. We get some decent damage here. But again, ByuN is still up 7 workers, which is insane, by the way. Still up by 7. ByuN's still ahead. Meanwhile, big shout to Sian in the chat. God, obrigado. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great cast, I'm assuming. Sian. Bienvenidos. Fala galera, fala galera. As we're in the grand finals, the grand finales here of the PiGosaur Cup. We're in the finals. TVT. There's been a lot of pressure on Cure. ByuN has been ahead economically this entire game so far. But Cure's moving in. And Cure does have disables. Disables 1. Tank does survive. Ooh. Quick on siege there by ByuN. Cure moving further in. At the same time, Ravens, they do backstab. But can ByuN hold? Oh, the miscontrol. Throws away the Marines. All the Marines are thrown away. That was not worth it. That was a miscontrol by ByuN. Uh-oh. And ByuN's in trouble. Liberation has arrived. Get your way of the Marines. Now we need that anti-air. Across the map, 19 SCV kills, critical damage. Cure is all in, completely all in. Oh, we pull the boys. Yeah, boys are being pulled. Marines are staying forward. And does he get on top of the tanks? He's trying. Oh my god, does try to break through, but the Liberators, they stand strong. GG gets called. Cure still overwhelmed, and Cure with the 2 base all in takes game number 3. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Again, Cure, he was being torn apart. He was down in workers, down in economy the entire game, even towards the end, losing even more workers, even more CVs. But Cure, he built up his critical massive army, went across the map. Again, ByuN did have a really brutal start to the defense. We just threw away, was it 6 Marines? 6 to 7 Marines. A lot of Marines were thrown away. We needed those to help deal with the Liberators, of course, for that extra DPS and extra anti-air, and Cure did break through. On top of that, with the Ravens harassing across the map, that means there were no defensive auto turrets or defensive armor shred as well, so it did make for a much more difficult defense there for ByuN. GG. GG, well played. Cure, he's up 2-1, and Cure needs one more game. Una más, one more game to claim the tournament, to claim the series, and to be this week's champion. Let's go. One more game. Perfect Portuguese. My Portuguese is limited to single words. I can half understand Portuguese. Half understand. Portugués. Medio. Just because we're fluent in Spanish, so there's a couple of phrases, a couple of words here and there, but it is a very different language. It's very different. I would say like Italian is closer to Spanish than Portuguese is, for sure. But here we go. Here we go, spawning in the bottom hand corner of Sanctuary 3. We have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran. We have the Italian. It's on the mind. We have the South Korean Terran player leading the series 2-1, and 1 game away from claiming the series and claiming the tournament. So for Team Liquid, it is Cure. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran, the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is a ByuN. So Let us go. We're getting into our next game here, and Cure, he needs one más. He needs one more game to claim the win. Meanwhile, ByuN, he needs to fight back here now to force the ace match. Now, so far, it's been non-stop aggression. For Game 2 and Game 3, it's been 2 base all-ins. 2 base all-in, time and time again. But I should emphasize that Cure has been forced into these all-ins. Like, typically, in the last 2 games, it's been Cure falling behind. He's been falling behind. He's been in a really rough position. He's been forced into these big aggressive pushes and big all-ins. But they have been working. They have been working. And you can make an argument that ByuN, after he gets ahead, he gets too greedy. He expands. He moves out. He he adds a little bit of flair to things where he otherwise doesn't need to be safe. And it all just kind of falls apart. So ByuN, we gotta calm down. We gotta calm down, ByuN, as ByuN does open up double gas for the first time this series. For the first time, a double gas opener. Cure continues with his own double gas, of course. So this time we have mirrored builds. Mirrored builds. As both blades, they throw down their factories. Reapers, they move out. I was going to say that we shouldn't be pushing across the map, but ByuN is just scouting back at home. Cure, he is a little bit more adventurous with his Reaper. He's going to be careful. Uh-oh. ByuN's going to shoot first. He shoots first. He does. And ByuN will win this fight. He'll win this fight. Oh, the jukes. Oh, my god. Cure with the jukes. He has to get the hell out of here. He's trying, and he does. Wow. The jukes are real, and Cure, he does manage to barely get away. This should have been a dead Reaper. But he gets out. And he's trying to, at least. We do see ByuN trying to intercept. Hunting for the Reaper. Now it's 2v2. We have the reinforcing Hellion though, so Cure does have that defensive advantage. ByuN, no! Yeah, ByuN moves in. Massive Hellion shot to the face, and the KDA charge will save the Reapers. Whew, just barely. Does save the Reapers. ByuN pulls out. Behind this, both blades expanding. We do see a faster starport out of Cure. A little bit later here by ByuN, but not by too much. As Cure is searching for ByuN. He's looking. He's looking and searching. Oh. Tries to go further in. One Reaper does go down. We'll lose both. Yeah, we'll lose both. Does get a full scout at least, but this will give momentum to Cure. Cure now has a larger army. Back at home, we should be having a Cyclone. There's going to be one, soon to be 2 Cyclones to defend. That should be enough. Should be enough here. As it all settles, we're still relatively neck and neck. You could definitely argue that Cure has potential for damage with this Reaper Hellion to try to distract the army or get into a mineral line. We'll see what Cure can accomplish. Oh, he's getting his CC on location. Okay, I mean, makes sense. Cure does have map control. Due to the Reaper Hellion. So Cure, he's the first to expand. ByuN, he's the first to begin tank production. So ByuN will have a tank lead. But the onus is going to be on ByuN to push out. And this is on ByuN. As ByuN does start his third CC. A much later third command center here out of ByuN. Oh, ByuN trying to be cheeky. You can see he's trying to get a lock on. Trying to. But does pull away. Does pull back, does pull away. Kira setting up back at home. We're just calming down. From here, we're just calming down, we're settling in. Kira is slightly getting just further ahead, just because of the better saturation, the faster saturation, extra mules, extra SCVs. Kira is in a better position. And we'll see if we can maintain that. As we're just kind of waiting for ByuN's eventual breakout moment. ByuN is up in Ravens. He, of course, does have Disable. ByuN is up in Marines, slightly. In terms of upgrades, again, slightly ahead in upgrades, but only by a couple of seconds. It just comes down to the angle of attack, the positioning. As ByuN finally expands. Here to spot the CC. Better looking from ByuN. Ooh, they trade actually. Okay. They trade 1-to-1. They trade Cyclones. ByuN moves in. Better looking for Cure. Oh my god. Cure takes out both Cyclones. So again, better trades with the Red Terran. At the same time, Raven does get across the map, getting 2 SCVs. 1, 2, 3, 4 SCV kills, some decent damage. 7. Oh my god. I didn't notice this final order turret. But 7 workers do go down. ByuN is not done. He still has more energy. Going for another order turret. Another round, another wave. And the reaction. Ooh, late reaction by Cure. 12. 12 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. This is a lot of damage here. Cure had a massive lead. Not anymore. But he is still up in the army. And he has all this energy. True. He has all this energy. He has all these Ravens. We're going for a base trade. Ooh, Raven gets caught. Yeah, massive catch here. Cure losing one of his Ravens. Losing 2. He lost 2. Wow, 2 Ravens go down. Heavy losses for Cure. Once again, that should not have happened. ByuN going for the double drop. Back at home, he has his tanks to defend. And Cure, he should have 3 full NG Ravens here. Or 2. Sorry. He should have 2. He should have 2 full NG Ravens. Boys are being pulled. Every SCV is going down in the main. Cure is all in. He's all in, Bappy. And killing this third is not good enough. This is not good enough. He needs more. He needs more damage. As he steps in. In the main base, he will lose his main. When the main expansion goes down, the production's under fire as well. And Cure has to keep going. We gotta go. We gotta send it. Cure. He now moves in, takes out 1, 2 tanks, but it's too late. It's too late. Cure, he has nothing. The economy has been crippled. And Cure's main army gets caught instead. Yeah, he'll lose everything here. The tanks go down, force to lift, force to get the hell out of here. And we're looking to go to the ace match. We're going to game 5. Like a relatively tame early game, to be honest, relatively tame. Cure had the economic advantage, but Cure, he missed the drops. ByuN went for a massive double drop across the map, and he was able to deal critical damage with those 2 drops. With 16 Marines, he killed every SCV. Say every SCV was like, what, 29? 30? 30 SCV kills? Likewise, it's also quite crucial that ByuN caught the Raven when he did. Catching that first Raven did mean less orders, did mean less disables. It meant that it took a lot longer for Cure to break the expansion and to push in. Otherwise, potentially, Cure could have pushed into the natural, or pushed that far at least. That's Cure. He has a Doom Drop ready. Jumping in. Does get on top of the tank. Ooh, cannot siege though. Yeah, not like this. Throws the tank away. When it comes to the army size is actually quite comparable here. It's quite comparable. Security just outside of the bases. About to commit in. And again, Curie's losing too much. Losing too much back. To slowly siege forward. I mean, denies the 4 CC, forcing a liftoff, but ByuN has a massive army and should be able to mass disable. Oh, no armor shred? Oh. Yeah, no armor shred, and ByuN is going to be zoned away. Going for a counterattack instead. Stims in. Straight up kills the CC. Kills the command center. Ensuring that Cure has no economy. And Cure's desperate. Oh no! Pushing the siege lines. Let's kill 2 tanks just barely. And GG. GG gets called. That's all the Cure had. And ByuN ties up the series. Again, we're going to game 5. GG. GG, well played. We're going to the ace match here. Again, when it comes to that final game, we saw that Cure was in the stronger economic position, but we saw that ByuN snuck out across map with those 2 medevacs. He got into the main base. We saw that Cure, his response was to pull every SCV into the Marines. It was crazy. With that, Cure, he lost all the workers in the main base. He also lost the workers at the 3rd, and even his first Raven got sniped as well before the main fight occurred. And Cure was forced into an all-in, but this time he just didn't really have enough. Didn't really have much to work with. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN does tie things up, and we find ourselves in the ace match. Regardless, this will end here and now. Final game, Rainfall. That's crazy. Okay. Rainfall is a map of choice. Very small map with a map pool. Let's go. Let's go. Sorry, it's just cold. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Rainfall, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Shopify, tying up the series at 2-2 and forcing the ace match. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Terran player. The red Terran, the South Korean Terran for Team Liquid. It is Kior. So, let us go. We are here. We are back. We are jumping into our 5th and final game. The final game of the series. All ends here. It all ends on Rainfall. Again, Rainfall is a very small map. The map pool, small map. Short rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored on a map like Rainfall, and we'll see how aggressive our players are going to be. Oh boy. Now again, getting into a 3 and 4 base economy is quite rare on this map, so we typically do kind of fight for the 3rd base. We fight for map control. We'll see if that does hold true here as well. It's been a very intense back and forth so far. A lot of aggression, very little late game. I mean, zero late game. Zero late game. We've had a little bit of mid game. Like, when I say mid game, we haven't really gone into like a 3 base versus 3 base economy. Like, that hasn't really happened yet in this series. I guess the closest we got was game 1. So we'll see. We'll see how our players do approach this 5th and final game. Okay. As this time, both players going to be going for mirrored openers, mirrored builds, racks expand, single gas openers from everyone involved. catching up. There we go. CC on the high ground for ByuN. CC on location for Cure. So Cure slightly ahead, slightly greedier here out of Cure, slightly safer out of ByuN. So when it comes to the early game, I do give the edge here to our red Terran player. ByuN is actually going for a faster factory follow-up. Interesting. So faster factory, faster Hellion. We'll see what ByuN can accomplish this early on. Cure is banking oh, okay. What? I was a little bit confused. Cure, he was banking a lot of resources there. Going for a later factory. It built up to 300 minerals. So I was a little bit perplexed. As ByuN did skip a Reaper. Just made the one. Oh, and there it is. Again, I was curious as to why Cure was banking so much, and it is for a very fast third CC. That's a third CC before Starport. Hyper greed out of Cure. Meanwhile, ByuN instead going for his own standard 1-1-1. So the pressure, the onus is now going to be on ByuN to punish, to try to punish the greed, and to either punish by killing or at least contain and catch up and make up for it. Okay. Our players are settling in. The rain be falling. Early Raven out of ByuN. And ByuN, he will have a lot of harassment options at least. As that is a lot of Hellions, and he's still making... Okay, we're committing. We're doubling down. We're doubling down. So the faster factory now makes a little bit more sense. Committing into reactored Hellion. With Raven support to dive into that natural. I believe this is typically up to 8 Hellions. Oh, we have 6 so far. Okay, 6. Okay, we're getting to 6 Hellions. We're going out across the map. Again, ByuN is getting ready for the dive. The goal here is to catch the army to overwhelm and then to push into the mineral line. We might even just miss the army entirely and just go straight for the SCVs. ByuN has the high ground. He has the first shot. Yeah, massive volley goes off. Oof. Cure is zoned away. Hellies that dive into the mineral line. They get a couple of SCVs so far, but only a couple. Yeah, the army gets cornered, and Cure will defend. Cure, he will defend. Despite that, though, he will still lose 5 SCVs. Yeah, there we go. Auto target in the main base, getting more damage at the same time. Distracting Cure. 8, 9 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Oof. And with that, ByuN does take a worker lead. Oh, it does go back in. Yeah, it does have extend going back in. We'll lose the final Hellions. I will say, though, that Cure does have that faster third base, so this does help make up for his worker losses. But ideally, Cure wanted to lead, and now he has to use this to catch up instead. ByuN didn't see the third. Ooh, he's not aware. Yeah, ByuN, he did not scout the third CC, so he doesn't know. I mean, no, yeah, he doesn't know. He didn't scout the main base, so he couldn't compare, like, production. As Cure is going for his own mass Hellion counterattack. Back at home, it's going to be a difficult defense here. The army is spread. Do you have an auto turret? We do. Oh, he does throw down one. A little bit later, there, Hellions overwhelm. They break through the Marines, getting into the mineral line. There's only one cycling to defend. It's on its own. It's going to be chased down. Tank does arrive. We just ignore it. We just ignore the tank. Going for the SCVs. Getting 3, 4, getting up to 5, getting up to 7. And 6, 7 SCV kills. Oof. And honestly, we could have kept going, to be honest. Yeah, the Hellions could have just kept going. Curie backs up too soon. Auto chart across the map. It does help equalize. That's getting up to 9, 10, 11. 11 SCV kills. Yeah, messy defense. Getting messy. Getting messy here as Cure, he is looking to push in. I mean, he does get 4 more CV kills. Worker counts are evening up, but Cure does his third on location. That's the difference. Cure has his third. Cure, he has extra mules. He's able to recover that much faster. Raven finally goes down. From here, Cure, he has the higher worker counts. He's been able to recover faster. We have Stim on the way, +1. Stim is faster for ByuN, but he can't really make use of it. Not yet. Oh. No, you don't want to be an SCV in this series. Like, we've lost so many workers from both sides. Like, and they're just going to keep going down. Yeah, another 3, 4 SCV kills. More harass in the main. The harass continues. 4 CVs. Ravens, they survive. Oh. Likewise, ByuN going for his own double drop. So far, unscouted. The spotter turret is also going to be shut down as well. Uh-oh. ByuN pivoting back around. Rotating up over. Meanwhile, 6. God. 6 more CV kills. Someone stop these auto turrets. I mean, Cure's still ahead. And Cure's still up 10 workers. Still up by 10. ByuN does unload. ByuN shouldn't really find much damage here. Yeah, the tank does siege. Yeah, tank will siege. ByuN will take a tank shot to the face. He cannot break through. Yeah, ByuN cannot break through this. Oof. Catching ByuN out. It does catch him out. Curie commits across the map as well. Again, ByuN is in trouble. Curie has the larger main army. ByuN has more tanks, so defensively ByuN might... I mean, he has a very nice siege line here. True. But it's further back. Yeah, it's further back, and Marines, they stim in. They can focus on the CC. Oh my, that's so much DPS. Brings down the tank. Gets 10 workers at the same time. We're going for the base trade. Yeah, we're going for the base trade here. ByuN also stims in and takes out his own mineral line. Tank does full. Oh, it switches in. It does get it. Barely. 19 SCV kills. And not bad. Both third bases are denied. But ByuN, he does kill double the amount of workers. Somehow, some way, 19 SCV kills. ByuN pulls back. I mean, a big part of that is just that the tanks here for Cure are more positioned to defend the natural, less so the third. So ByuN could achieve more damage. Now pushing in. ByuN moving forward. Is it going to happen again, where ByuN pushes through the center and then Cure backstabs? No shot. It's happening. ByuN is pushing through the middle. He's pushing right down mid. Cure with the backstab. So far, he will get scouted. Yeah, big scout, big spots. ByuN turns around. Okay, he turns back around. Cure, he does not get in. Whew. And ByuN holds. does hold, does defend. Is forced to stay home, of course. Forced to stay back home. Both players will max out. And we spoke earlier how we haven't yet to really experience any kind of mid to late game in this series. We're getting there. Like 4 base versus 4 base. The 4 bases are getting up and running. 3-3 has begun for Cure. Cure, he has the better upgrades for his bio army. And he does have 2 armies moving in. Oh. Does him forward, distracting ByuN. At the same time, Cure, he wants that 3rd. Tanks get disabled. The tanks are disabled. Turret goes down. Doesn't quite get the CC, but will pick up SCVs. Yeah, massive tank shots going off. Oof. Tank goes down. ByuN takes the better fight. Sorry, Cure, I meant to say, takes the better fight. Killing 16 SCVs, denying the 3rd. ByuN is contained. And where can ByuN expand? ByuN. ByuN is being contained. A drop here into the mineral line. It does drop in. Doesn't achieve much damage though. Yeah, a bit of a waste for Cure. Does get 8 SCVs. Forcing some friendly fire. But behind this again, freely mining on 4 bases, now getting a 5th command center. Is oversaturated. Yeah, it is oversaturated. So inefficient mining out of Cure. I was curious. Still out trading though. Marines are coming from behind. ByuN will clean up. Yeah, clean all this up here. Takes down all 3 tanks. Cleans up the army. At the same time, Cure does backstab. Gets into the mineral line. Stims in. There we go, does stim in. Jesus. 23. 26. 26 SCVs. ByuN, the economy is crippled. Ah. And Cure does notice. There we go. Does notice. Does pull away. Moving back in. Grass is denied. ByuN wants to be active. He wants to push across the map. He's just where he wants to. But he can't. Every time he tries. Do we deny the upgrades? Nah, never. Doesn't deny the upgrades. Threatens a drop. Cure able to move out. So ByuN, he's now pushing, but this is delayed. He's going to be delayed here as Cure does stim in. And we're going for the base trade. We're going for the base trade. It's all or nothing. Disables 1 tank. ByuN will overwhelm. Yeah, breaks through the bio. Takes down the tank line as well. It's all or nothing for ByuN. Kills the natural. At the same time, Cure is trying to gain ground. Doesn't really have much across the map though. Cure has a massive army, but yeah, Cure does not break through. Oh my god, ByuN! Can he do it? ByuN, he's up in Marines. He's up in tanks. He kills the natural and the 3rd CC. And Cure, we got to do something with his army. Cure, Pappy, what's going on? Yeah, ByuN dropping into the main base. Cure, he still leaves the army idle. There we go. Now it's activated. Ah, never mind. Yeah, he's losing that window, losing that time. Cure trying to distract. Diving into the main. Oof. Nah, never mind. It's deflected. Cure moves in. Stimming towards the center. There's 1 tank to defend Marines. They do get here, but a little bit too late. Tank goes down. But ByuN does have the high Marine counts. I feel like ByuN could stim in. Does have a disable. Ah, distracted. Yeah, distracted by the Doom drop. ByuN getting torn apart. Cure, can he pull this off? Cure. He does have top right. Planetary is fully operational. And that base, that economy is carrying Cure right now. Cure's rotating over. ByuN, he needs to maintain this expansion. Better fight for Cure. Cure had the high ground advantage and the tank shot as well. Punishing ByuN. ByuN, he cannot defend. Not like this. Losing 2 metamax. Ay, ay, ay. 2 metavacs go down. Cure's still pushing. And ByuN's being outscaled. He's just being starved out. ByuN is being starved out. He's down to a 1 base economy. Again, Cure still has his 3rd and his 4th base. And another CC on the way. Getting a 5th. ByuN has maybe 1 good fight in him. He disables. Tank moves in. Oh, at the same time, we do hit the mineral line. Yeah, Cure stems in. Takes out 8 more SCVs. Does force a reaction into a siege line. Oh, and ByuN, he can't win this fight. He cannot win this fight. GG gets called. And Cure, he will claim the series 3-2. Advancing on and becoming this week's PiGosaur Cup champion. GG. GG, well played, Cure. He will claim the series. A very intense back and forth, especially this final game. This final game was very back and forth. So often, everyone was just missing each other. We were just missing each other. Drops across the map, workers going down, mineral lines going down. Very, very chaotic. You don't want to be an SCV. Not in TVTs, but very chaotic, very aggressive. In the end, Cure does come out on top. Cure, he came out with the higher worker count, with the higher base count. Even though we saw some better fights from ByuN, Cure still had the better economy. With 4 and eventually 5 bases. ByuN, he himself had a very hard time maintaining his own expansions, his own bases himself. And with that, GG. GG, well played. Cure, he does claim the series. He will claim the tournaments. Again, I would say that Cure was favored in this TVT, but ByuN made a series out of it. Went all the way to the ace match. It was very close, very clutch. And honestly, ByuN could have won this as well. He could have won it. He could have taken it here in that final game. Could have gone either way. So very intense. GG. Congratulations here to Cure. Congratulations to Cure. Shout out to ByuN. Bearing in mind that both players did fight hard to make it to the finals, Cure took down herO and ByuN took down Solar. So both herO and Solar got knocked out in the semifinals to their respective opponents, where we had our TVT in the finals. Congrats to Cure. Congratulations. GG. And with that, we're going to be wrapping up with our morning broadcast. Once again, PiGosaur Cup is a weekly open tournament every single morning here on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays even. But as you can see, we have our weekly schedule. We just wrapped up with our morning broadcast of the PiGosaur Cup. Meanwhile, tonight, we're going to be live with Kung Fu Cup. We have Kung Fu Cup tonight. This schedule is a little bit outdated. SCL is going to be on Friday and Saturday, not Thursday and Friday. So SCL has to be restructured and repositioned there. But regardless, we do have Kung Fu Cup tonight. That's going to be in around 6 hours. Jesus. In around 6 hours time, we're going to be live with Kung Fu Cup. Tomorrow will be the podcast, and then starting Friday, we have SCL, we have the ISSL weekly. That's going to be over on Soup. We have the RSL over the weekend as well. That'll be the playoffs for Saturday and Sunday as well. So plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft is on the horizon. Some StarCraft Evolution is going to be on it's going to be on Friday and Saturday, and again, some RSL over the weekend as well. If you're curious, what is the ISSL? That is the Inu X Soup StarCraft League. It's a it's a bit of a mouthful, but the ISSL is going to be a new event that Inu is running in partnership with Soup. It's going to be a bunch of weeklies leading into a monthly as well. Also, when it comes to the GSL-CK is also on the horizon. We might not cast it this time though, for this month. GSL-CK is a monthly event. We might not cast it this month. It will be announced soon as to why, but like technically we could cast it, but I don't think we'd be very good at casting it. That's a bit of a teaser. bit of a teaser. I'm sure you can piece it together as to what that means. But regardless, we are going to be wrapping up here for the time being. We'll be back in 6 hours time with Kung Fu Cup. So I got a little bit of time to rest up, to recover, to recuperate, and get ready for our next cast. A little bit of time. thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support, and we'll see you guys tonight or tomorrow for some more StarCraft action. Likewise, a big shout out to Stegosaurus, to Proto-Stegosaurus. He is the organizer of the event. That's why it's the PiGosaur Cup. Pig is the admin, Stegosaurus is the organizer. Sorry, Pig is the sponsor, and Stegosaurus is the organizer. So big shout out to Stegosaurus for running the event, and of course to Pig for sponsoring the event as well. Big shout out. Big shout out. If you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon. Exclamation mark Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon does fund our tournaments on a weekly basis. Last night was a Tuna Cup. I do highly recommend the VODs because we had a crazy upset last night in the Sparkling Tuna Cup. So I do recommend those VODs. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Again, you can support us via Patreon. The Patreon does fund our tournaments every single week and helps us grow our tournaments as well. I don't know if you can see, but we did actually end up losing some support for our events. So hopefully we can regain that threshold, that milestone, if you will, when it comes to the stretch goal. There we go, the stretch goal for the Patreon, for our weeklies. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support, and we'll see you guys tonight or tomorrow for some more StarCraft. Till then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.